So, you guys remember how I said on the last Minecraft video that we wouldn't be updating the map because we wanted a persistent map that we could actually, continue to build on and stuff, and, not constantly changing all the time, every time the game updates because we're a bunch of pussies, and I wouldn't be updating the map anymore, and, well, I'm kind of on an updated map because Mojang decided to change the world with an update, but that's the last time, I promise. 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 Okay, today we are doing... Actually, I'm showing off a build today. That's what today is. Back in the day, I know you guys have heard the story many times and you're probably tired of it, but back in the day, I started playing Minecraft. This was like 2 years ago in beta 1.8, and it was awesome and I loved the game. Probably more so back then than I do now, but I still rather... fucking seriously? Motherfucking goddamn bullshit. Starts raining. But, back in the day, when I started playing, I had no idea what I was doing, so I had to look up some tutorials. And, there was one... Oh, shit. I thought you weren't supposed to be able to open doors when you were crouched. But, there was one guy I really liked, and I still do, because he's still super awesome. That would be Mr. GenerikB. And he had a Let's Play back then. I think that's actually when he started Let's Playing. Was... Oh, that was Garrett. Ignore the text messages, but he had a Let's Play world, and just recently he kind of reminded me of it because he did a short little mini series called Back in My Day, where he went back and toured his 2 different Let's Play worlds. And the one that nostalgia'd me the most was the first one, because that's when I started watching him. He was only a couple episodes in when I found him. And it was brilliant, and I loved everything he did, and I based my entire playstyle around the way GenerikB played. Like, I lived in a tiny little house, and I had a hermit hole that opened up into a cave, and the difference is I did in Redstone because I'm so bad at redstoning. So, this whole world, my goal is to redstone the shit out of everything, just redstone crazy. I'm going to do so much redstone, and so far I've only done one project, and we've been playing for... well, ever since the update came out, so a week or 2 now. Couple weeks maybe, I don't know. But my first idea was to update a very old school design that GenerikB had. Back in beta 1.8, he made a automatic cooking chigger. And this was essentially it. This thing right here. His was made out of bricks and set into a mountain like mine is over there. And the way it worked is he would come over here. He had a chicken farm up on a mountain, and it would drop eggs, and he actually built a tree that they'd fall down, but that didn't happen at the time. They just fell into a hole. So he'd come over here, and he'd shoot his eggs down into the hole. Back then, see, how come I can't open this one, but I can open that one down there when I'm shift, whatever. Fix your game, Jeb. He'd throw the chickens down there, and in beta 1.8, they didn't become baby chickens, they were just grown-ass chickens right out the gate. And he'd hit this button, and they'd all fall out, and they'd all run out. And he'd get all the cooked chicken and feathers and all that good stuff. And as you notice, there was a chicken that stayed in there. So you do get, there is some loss with it, and it kind of stinks. So I decided, also this is hideous, I'm going to warn you guys up front, right meow, I'm a terrible builder. But I'm pretty proud of my design. I went ahead and preloaded it with some chickens so we didn't have to wait on them to grow up. And originally, this has gone over many, many different iterations. This is the final product. I guess I should start with the top and work my way down. Much like GenerikB, I built a chicken farm up on a mountain. And there's a whole mess of chickens in here. I believe the E up there in the top left is the number of entities on screen. So we're looking at like, what, 115 or so chickens? So that's 115 eggs every 5 minutes. This thing builds up quickly, and it's awesome. So they lay their eggs, and they fall down here, and land in this water stream. It's get carried over into this water stream, which goes over to this hopper. And now this hopper filters all the way down, and the first thing it does is it fills up these 2 dispensers, then these hoppers get filled up, then this chest gets filled up. Once the double chest gets filled up, I imagine the eggs just kind of bounce around in here for a while, and you know how that all works. But we have a shit ton of eggs. Like, this thing is ridiculous. So, now that we have our eggs, what we do is we come over here and we hit this switch. And I'll show you what this switch does. This switch pretty much just turns on the dispensers. So you come down here, and this is where the switch is. So it powers this, which turns that off. And when this is turned off, it sets off this clock ticker thingamajigger. I don't know. I believe it's technically a clock. There's a gentleman. I have his name written down here. I will link him in the description. I promise. It is Goklayeh. Goklayeh. Like that. He made a Redstone lab. And essentially it's a big test world with a bunch of cool redstone stuff, like very basics and all that sort of stuff. And it's actually pretty good if you're learning redstone. I remember there used to be this really cool dude doing these really cool tutorial videos all the time. Something called like Redstone Academy or something silly like that. I don't know, but he just quit doing this. So yeah, not mentioning any names, GenerikB. But if you're looking to learn redstone, definitely download that map and just walk around. It's great, so much stuff. That's where I got this. So that's stage 1. That fills up our chicken hole. Actually, I don't get out down there. I get out down here. So we got the chicken hole filled, and there might be, there's some baby chickens down there, but I don't care. You know, Kevin wanted to see this thing in action, so he made me kill a bunch of baby chickens just so he could watch. So next is killing the chickens. And originally, I used that design of simply just a button and a trapdoor. And when you'd open it, you'd hit the button, and the trapdoor would open, they'd fall down, and they'd run out. There were 2 problems. For one thing, I don't know if maybe I had the trapdoor set wrong, or maybe the trapdoor hitbox has changed since beta 1.8, but a lot of chickens would get stuck, and they would just stand on the edge of the trapdoor and not fall into the fire. Then 2, we would lose some drops because of the fire. So I came up with a very ingenious system, if I say so myself. I'm sure someone else has come up with something similar before me, but just watch. What? You see that? The block slides out, slides this way, shoots into there, and they fall in the fire, and the block closes to keep them from jumping back up. I don't know if they really would, but whatever. Then they sit on the fire for a minute, and then the netherrack gets pulled out. And they fall down, and then there's a series of hoppers that lead down into this chest. This was chicken from a previous cook, so don't worry about that. There's only a couple in there. I don't think I lose any chicken. I mean, at least that, like... Yeah, this was from a full, like, setup. It was, 3, and I think there was, like, 20-some pieces of chicken in there. And feathers. Like, we have so many feathers. But it's great. We will never need, like, back in the storage hut, like that one, the one that's still villager style and not renovated, it's one we're using for storage, and there's so much chicken in there. But it's pretty sweet, huh? Now let's see how it works. Just a quick little rundown. I don't know if we'll be able to see it, but shit. You see that redstone torch back there? This block that the redstone torch is on is the one that the button is directly attached to. So when you hit that, it turns off that redstone torch for just a second. And it also powers this redstone line. So this piston drops, and there's not that one, it's the one right in front of it. It slides the block away and lets the chickens fall down to right there-ish in front of that block. And then this signal gets shot over here, underneath this, through here. And when it comes out here, it splits, because it's epic like that. It comes over here. This pulls out the netherrack. And this signal runs over, and it's delayed just a tick. And this is a dispenser with some flint and steel in it. I was originally going to use fire charges, but then Kevin told me that you can actually just put flint and steel in a dispenser and it'll set the block in front of it on fire. So yeah, that's pretty sweet. So yeah, this is the my chicken cooker, and I think it's pretty brilliant. I'm sure it's a lot more complicated than it needs to be, but it gets the job done, which is really all that matters. It's actually kind of funny with the number of chickens it cooks. It's just like, usually I let it run until it runs out of eggs. So it goes through this whole double chest. It goes through all the backlog and the hoppers and the dispensers, and so that's a shit ton of eggs. Like, it goes through a ton of eggs, and there's usually about 200 chickens in there. And then I have to wait 20 minutes for them to grow up. That's the worst part, is waiting for them to grow up. So like, you'll be off doing projects over in the village, and if you even so much as look over here, you get frame rate drops, and it's wild. So that's really all I wanted to show you guys today. I hope you liked it. Make sure there will be links in the doobly-doo for sure to Goklayeh's Redstone Lab. There'll be links to that. There will be links to both of GenerikB's videos, the original chicken farm one back in his 1.8 Let's Play, and his back in my day video where he toured the world. So definitely check all those out. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.